Hi, this is John. This video is going to be about Oak Grove Cemetery, which is really close to where I live. Oak Grove Cemetery in Paducah, Kentucky, by the way. It's really close. In fact, you could probably see my house from here. But anyway, there's a lot of interesting gravestones and monuments over here. I really do think that you'll like this video. It's going to be more than one video because I really want to cover a lot. So it's going to be a series of videos. Behind me is the World War I Memorial. And there's all kinds of other monuments out here. So I'll take you on the tour here and we'll see how this goes. There used to be a tree here that had a hole in the bottom of it, and there would be a family of foxes would go inside of that hole. I guess they lived in there. I didn't realize they had tore that tree down, but obviously they have. Hopefully the foxes found another home here. I'm sure there's a lot of different places that they could find. Here's a picture of that tree I had taken before they cut it down. You can see the hole at the bottom of it, and I used to see foxes go in and out of that hole. This is the grave of Irvin S. Cobb. Irvin Cobb was a native of Paducah. He was a newspaper reporter, war correspondent, and featured writer, author of books, short stories, movie scripts, and plays. Started career with local paper, moved to New York in 1904, and to Hollywood in 1934. Beloved, especially for his high tribute to Kentucky's proud folk in his writing and speeches. This is a Woodman of the World gravestone. Woodman of the World is an insurance company, and at one time, if you bought life insurance through them, you would get a free gravestone when you died. And all of the gravestones look kind of like this tree trunk, or they weren't all the same, but they looked very similar, like a tree trunk or something like that. Now, Woodman of the World still sells insurance, however, they don't offer the free gravestone anymore. I think that ended a long time ago. This is a Confederate memorial for soldiers who fought in the Confederacy during the Civil War. Now, the way I understand it is Kentucky was a neutral state in the Civil War, but there's people from Kentucky that fought on both sides, that fought on the North and the South. But there's a few graves right here of the Confederate soldiers. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's probably other graves out here on other parts of the cemetery that are Confederate soldiers, but these are the only ones here at this memorial. I'll get kind of up close so you can see what it looks like. This looks like it's the newest one right here. And there's the symbol, I guess, that the Confederacy used. It looks like a wreath or something. Okay, we'll pull back. We'll get this obelisk, or however you pronounce that. There we go. Okay, and then I'll get over here. We're kind of in a shadow here, but maybe you can read this. It says, "Our Confederate Dead, 1861 through 1865. This is one of my favorite gravestones here. It's Dollie the Mule, who died in 1897. The Paducah City Council granted permission to bury her in this cemetery for her 20 years of faithful service in pulling fire engines and cemetery carts. Now, there is another mule buried out here. She doesn't have as nice of a gravestone as Dollie, though, but maybe we'll run across that. I'll also film it. This section here is of some really extremely old gravestones. In fact, these are the oldest here in this whole cemetery. Now, if I remember right, this is Mary Haley, and she is probably the oldest one that's been buried here. Originally, she had been buried at another graveyard, which I think they had, it was around where the courthouse is now, and they were going to build a courthouse or whatever there, so they basically dug up all these graves and moved them over here. And they believe that Mary Haley here is the oldest grave in Oak Grove Cemetery. I'll kind of pan over and we'll see some of these other gravestones too. Some of them have fallen down years ago. Well, not too long ago. It seemed like maybe about 5 years ago there was an ice storm here. It caused a lot of damage to these gravestones. I don't think they've really completely got them fixed up like they were before. But anyway, here are these gravestones from this section right here. Right, as you can see, they've got a fence here. And from the way I understand it, they had to put this fence up because people were literally dying to get in here. So they had to install this fence here. This is the grave of Linn Boyd, who was Speaker of the House of Representatives. It's kind of shadowed, but I'm going to go ahead and try to read this here. Honorary Linn Boyd was member of the Kentucky Legislature 1827 through 1829. He served in the U.S. House of Representatives from 1835 through 37, and again in 1839 through 1855. With Henry Clay in the Senate, he successfully pushed through the Compromise of 1850 that dealt with the extension of slavery, and he became Speaker of the House from 1851 through 1855. This is a very interesting gravestone. I wish that I knew more about this gravestone. I just happened upon it one time and discovered it, and all I really know is what is written on it, which I will read to you. Henry Shelton, colored, drowned July 16th, 1889, aged 43 years. Lost his life in the effort to save the life of a white child. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man may lay down his life for his friends. In commemoration of his heroic death, this monument was erected by the white citizens of Paducah. Inasmuch as you have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Again, I wish that I knew more about this gravestone and who this person was. If any of you do, please contact me about this. I just think it's a very interesting gravestone.